Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Governorate of Muscat is crowned with the Supreme Scouts Cup. The Sultanate's production of crude oil and condensates during last February reached more than 27.75 million barrels. And Kamzar village in the Governorate of Musandam witnesses a development in various aspects of life. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Michael Daniel Higgins of Ireland on his country's National Day. As delegated by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Sayyid Saud bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Muscat, presided over a ceremony organized by the Ministry of Education at the Ministry's Theatre in Al-Wataya to hand over His Majesty Sultan Qaboos' Cup of Scouts and Guides Excellence for the academic year 2016 to 2017. The Governorate of Muscat was crowned with a Supreme Scouts Cup. As for the other winners of the Excellence Cup, the Scouting Commission of the Governorate of South Batana came second, the Governorate of Dakhiliya came third, the Governorate of Dhofar fourth, followed by the Governorate of Al-Wusta Scouting Commission at fifth. The Scouts and Guides Excellence competition for the Supreme Scout Cup is one of the key educational activities organized annually by the Ministry of Education. The Sultanate joins the Arab countries to celebrate Arab Day for Human Rights, which falls on the 16th of March every year. This year's celebration came under the theme Human Rights and Sustainable Development to highlight the significance of development and enhance dialogue towards it through a number of activities. It is worth mentioning that the Omani Human Rights Committee adopted an institution awareness program, as it also implemented a workshop on the goals of sustainable development. The Sultanate was ranked 5th on the Arab level at Fostering Effective Energy Transition Index 2018, which was released by the World Economic Forum. The Sultanate came 77th on the world level with 49.5 points. Meanwhile, Sweden was at the top of the index that includes 114 countries, followed by Norway, Switzerland, Finland, and Denmark. The Sultanate's production of crude oil and oil condensates during last February was more than 27.75 million barrels. Meanwhile, its oil exports recorded an increase by 77%, as exports of crude oil in the same period reached around 23 million barrels at an average production of 900,000 barrels per day. Kamzar village in the Walaya of Khasab in the Governorate of Musandam is well known for its mountainous terrain, as well as a number of islands which beholds breathtaking natural beauty. Among the islands on the way to Kamzar village are Salama and Musandam Islands, as well as a strait called Lion's Jaw. The coastal village enjoys peace and tranquility, as well as the sea being a source for fishermen to make a living. The government provided all necessary services to its citizens, such as education, health, electricity, and security. It is worth mentioning that several new projects are being implemented so as to make it as another touristic destination in the Governorate of Musandam. The city of Sohar in the Governorate of North Batana celebrated the Arab City Day under the theme Sustainable Cities to bring joy to the residents. A ceremony was held on this occasion in Sohar University to stress on the civilizational, historical and urban aspects of the city. The event included awareness lectures on the importance of preserving the city through the contribution of the society with the municipality, as well as to protect its natural resources from pollution. It also included children's shows, visual presentations and an exhibition through which the school students showcased their innovations. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Wilaya of Sadr in the Governorate of Dhofar is holding its 5th Heritage Festival. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Syrian TV today broadcasted footage showing the Syrian army and the Syrian Arab Red Crescent helping civilians as they reached a checkpoint fleeing the bombing of besieged enclaves near Damascus. Men, women and children continued to flee as Syrian government troops, backed by Russian aircrafts, pushed further into eastern Ghouta. The Russian Defense Ministry said 2,000 people had left the rebel-held suburbs by early morning. Yesterday saw the largest single-day exodus of civilians in Syria's civil war. Tens of thousands emerged from Hamuriya and other opposition towns to escape the onslaught by Syrian and Russian forces. Talks on the Iran nuclear deal were about to get underway in Vienna amid growing questions about the US commitment to the plan. President Donald Trump vowed to walk away from the 2015 agreement in mid-May unless what he called fatal flaws were addressed. This week's firing of US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and the choice of Iran hardliner Mike Pompeo to replace him have fueled speculation Washington will pull out of the deal. An indication of American thinking could come when the US, Britain, China, France, Germany, Russia, the European Union and Iran gather for a periodic meeting of the so-called Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action Joint Commission in Vienna. US State Department Policy Planning Chief Brian Hook is leading the American delegation. And now for some more local news. Activities of Joint Effort 10 exercise continue with the participation of a number of civil institutions, along with Sultan's armed forces, as well as other military and security apparatus, as they showed their total interaction and integration during the exercise. They affirmed the capabilities of personnel of these sectors and their awareness of the importance of integration among missions and responsibilities of various cells, divisions and specializations as to achieve national objectives of this joint exercise. This exercise comes within the framework of the Sultanate's preparations to implement the national exercise Al-Shumukh II and Omani and British joint exercise Swift Sword III, which are proposed to be implemented in the month of October. With the participation of the community and a number of institutions, a seminar on electronic crimes and efforts of social media on students and youngsters was organized in Sinau Center. A number of specialists from public prosecution and communication companies took part in the event to shed light on e-blackmail and its dangers. The seminar included lectures on social media and means and their bad influence on the community, as well as ways to educate and spread awareness among the students and youngsters on this phenomena. The Consumer Protection Department in the Wilaya of Barqa marked the World Consumer Day, which also coincides with Gulf Consumer Protection Week, which falls on the 1st of March. On this occasion, an exhibition was held with the participation of a number of government institutions. The week came within the aim to unify efforts to expand consumer protection umbrella, in addition to enabling consumers and provide them with knowledge and skills to be very aware and to take decisions upon consumer knowledge and awareness of rights and responsibilities. The 5th Sadr Heritage Festival was opened in the Governorate of Dhofar under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Dhofar. The festival aimed to shed light on the cultural and civilization aspects of the Wilaya. It included a number of activities such as traditional singing arts and dances. During the event, a number of institutions and companies sponsoring the festival were honoured. It also included a section for crafts, exhibition and local products. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of Dakhiliya, South Sharqiya and Worcester. Winds will be south to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Governorate of Muscat is crowned with the Supreme Scouts Cup. The Sultanate's production of crude oil and condensates during last February reached more than 27.75 million barrels. And Hamzar village in the Governorate of Musandam witnesses a development in various aspects of life. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.